If you're running an online business, there is a new threat that you have to overcome, and that is the threat of fake email addresses. Yes, people are coming to your opt-in forms, your sign-up pages, and putting in temporary or disposable email IDs to get access to your resources, to get access to their accounts, and if you have a giveaway, to get access to that giveaway without having to share their email address that they actually use and review. And that's a big problem, because that means you can never send a follow-up mail and reach the customer, reach the prospect again, which means you will never make sales. But there are other effects too. These disposable emails collect in your lists, slowly increasing over time, making your list perform worse. Yes, you get less opens, you get less clicks, and because ESPs monitor these signals to decide whether you should inbox or not, it means you will inbox lesser. You will be able to reach less number of prospects over time, because most of your emails, or too many of your emails, go to disposable email addresses where they are never open. Well, we gotta fix this problem, and we built No Temp Mails to fix this problem. At No Temp Mails, we are monitoring the providers of these fake and disposable email addresses and compiling all the domains that provide them to make sure that you can be protected from these fake and disposable email addresses and have a clean and pure list of prospects. Now, No Temp Mails has multiple ways to protect you. First thing, you can check a list of emails manually to find out if they're valid or not. Just paste your email addresses in here. Right now, for example, we have two perfectly innocent looking email addresses. This is of course our support email ID, and this could be a prospect that has signed up to your list. Now, if you click on check emails, you will notice that the results below show that yes, our email is indeed valid, but the second email address is actually a disposable email address. So that's coming from our list of disposable email addresses or disposable email domains that are being used to create disposable email IDs. If you put this email in your list, it'll never be opened, and your mailing efforts are gonna be wasted. And of course, all the negative things that I told you about earlier, they come into impact. The second is APIs. So if you have a SaaS and you want to integrate No Temp Mails in your sign up forms, in your trial forms using API, you can use the API key, and then you can connect your SaaS to No Temp Mails. And anytime there's a new sign up, you can quickly check with No Temp Mails and find out if that email is valid or not. If it's valid, of course, you can give them to the trial. You can send them to the trial. And if it's not valid, you can show them a message that you are using a disposable email ID and you should not do that. Of course, you can set up the domains that you permit to use No Temp emails over here. You can set up the allowed domains, click on add new domains to allow the domains that are allowed to use the API. The same for forms. Yes, you can secure your forms using No Temp Mails. Just paste in your form code over here. For example, this one, and then click on secure. And right away you get a modified form code that you should use instead of the form code that you originally had. And you also get some JavaScript that you can put on the page where you put in this form. And then whenever people sign up to that form, they will only be let in if they have a valid email ID and they're not using a disposable form. Inside the transaction section, this is where you can see all the people who were tested, all the email addresses that were tested and how they performed. So whether they were valid or invalid, you can find out in the transactions. So this was No Temp Mails. It makes it very easy for you to protect your lists from bad, fake and disposable email IDs.